Hi, I'm Eric Freeman. I am the owner of the House of Wills. I procured the house in 2010, and it is a 1846 German opera hall and Masonic temple turned funeral home in 1946. I procured it due to the fact that the city was going to tear it down. Saving the house is necessary for history. It's a one-of-a-kind, built by a 33rd degree Mason, so it's its own special place. When I walked in here for the first time, I was absolutely fascinated at its potential and the fact that someone had let it get to the state that it had gotten in due to some natural disaster within the house, AKA people leaving the roof open for 5 years and not fixing it, to scrappers that have literally come in and almost non-stop raped the house of every piece of metal in the entire place. Luckily for me, they have left all the architectural elements alone, and those are really the important aspects of the house. After many years of non-stop work and witnessing of the further destruction of the place through the vandals and the scrappers, I decided to move in to protect it so that it can be rebirthed as it should, as the phoenix. I have taken it upon myself to restore the entire place, which I'm told is an impossible job, but I don't really believe in impossible things. I believe that if you can compartmentalize things enough and you can structure them in a format where they're simple enough to grasp, you can accomplish literally anything that you set your mind to. During that concept, once it is in a little bit better state physically, I plan on doing outreach programs for juvenile offenders, the indigent, the homeless, some ex-felons, to train them in 18th century building techniques and deconstruction techniques, where I can use their skills as what was previously known as destructors as something beneficial for the neighborhood, where we can deconstruct the houses that are too far gone and surplus anything out that's left, and they can be introduced into brand new structures. These houses have been here for over 100, if not 200 years, and things aren't built like that again. And I think if someone is able to be trained on how to redo those things, you can have houses that last 200 years again, instead of houses that just last 20 years, like most things that are built now. I'd also like to do some art and theater outreach programs for the kids. One of the concepts is having kids from in the general neighborhood write stories about things that happen every day in the neighborhood that people might not necessarily believe or know goes on, period. And then setting up a neighborhood theater troupe for those kids to act those particular scenarios out in hopes that through education and a brighter audience of knowing that what the real issues are, that someone can then set forth some kind of instrumental focus on stopping those type of situations from going on again. I think a lot of people are paying attention to the wrong things, so I would like to introduce some new concepts and ideas on thought processes where people can utilize their creative aspect to try to learn how to configure that into everyday life. The house, I believe, can be a cornerstone for the entire neighborhood. I think that the whole place can, if you look at Collinwood, how they use the Beachland Ballroom, you know, that entire neighborhood is now turned around because of that one particular place. And I'd like to use that concept to try to use as a neighborhood outreach program and, you know, betterment facility for the neighborhood so that people can get a little bit more out of life, because I think that's really what's important.